when nothing happens after adding dilute H2SO4 in the salt, what is the conclusion? That ions like carbonate, sulfide, nitrite are absent. Now we are supposed to move for the next step for the test of acid radicals, that is concentrated H2SO4 test. Now what are the radicals which can be detected or which can be indicated with concentrated H2SO4? The acid radicals which can be indicated with concentrated H2SO4 are chloride, bromide, iodide, nitrate, acetate, oxalate, etc. So these are the radicals. So first we are starting with chloride. Now how do we perform this concentrated H2SO4 test? This is again a preliminary test just like the dilute H2SO4 test. So how do we perform this test? We will take a pinch of salt. And to this pinch of salt add 1 to 2 ml of concentrated H2SO4 very carefully. Now what may be the observations? We may observe number 1, that is colorless fumes with pungent smell. If it is colorless fumes but the smell is there, what type of smell? That is pungent smell. Pungent smell means the smell which cause coughing. So if you get that pungent smell and the fumes are colorless, and if these fumes are blown across the mouth of the test tube appears white, then we say, or then we conclude that chloride may be present. Now how can we further confirm it? That is with the confirmatory test. But before that, one more step we may go for, be more sure about the presence of chloride. What it is, that if we bring a rod dipped in, say for example this is the test tube, here we have taken the salt and concentrated H2SO4, we are getting the colorless fumes with pungent smell is obtained. Now what we may do is that here is another container in which ammonium hydroxide is there. So dip a rod in this ammonium hydroxide. This is a glass rod. So dip a rod in this ammonium hydroxide and bring this near to the mouth of the test tube. Bring the rod near to the mouth of the test tube. So what are we doing? That rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide, when brought near to the mouth of the test tube where the colorless fumes are coming from, then we will be getting intense white fumes. So why these intense white fumes are there? Because this colorless gas with pungent smell, which gas is this? This is HCl. Now this HCl gas, when come in contact with the fumes of ammonia, then it will do what it will do at that time. It will be causing the white fumes because of the formation of ammonium chloride. So HCl gas was there, and in this we brought the rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide close to it, we got ammonium chloride. So the white fumes, the dense white fumes, are because of the ammonium chloride. So this is how we can get an idea that the given radical is, or the given salt contains chloride as an acid radical. Now what are the confirmatory tests of chlorides that we will be discussing afterwards? Now it may be the possibility when we take the salt, here is again salt and concentrated H2SO4. Now this salt and concentrated H2SO4, if we get brown fumes or orange red or brown fumes with pungent smell, it means it is bromide. Bromide may be present. Now which gas is this? This is bromine gas. Now the next is, it may be the possibility when we took the salt and concentrated H2SO4, we got purple fumes with pungent smell. If it is purple fume with pungent smell, then what is the radical may be there? That is iodide. Iodide may be present, and which these purple vapors are because of the iodine gas. So iodine gas is coming out. So that is why we have that purple fumes over there, because of the presence of iodide ion. It may be the possibility when we took the salt and concentrated H2SO4, we may get brown fumes. With pungent smell. It may be because of the nitrate ion present. Nitrate ions may be present, and the gas coming out, the brown fumes, is because of nitrogen dioxide. Now it may be the possibility that nitrate ion is present in the salt, but still we are not getting any fumes or something, no reaction at all. So in such a case, what we should try for, in place of reaching to the conclusion that all this is not there, what should we do before reaching to the conclusion? That in the same test tube where we took the salt and concentrated H2SO4, in the same test tube, if we add a piece of paper is added to it, and then heat it strongly. After heating, if we get brown fumes, and if there were faint brown fumes initially, if the brown fumes intensified, it means the given compound or given salt is containing this nitrate ion. Now the other possibility is that we took salt and we added concentrated H2SO4 to it, then we may get vinegar like smell. Vinegar like smell, no fumes, no colored fumes, we are getting just the vinegar like smell. If there is vinegar like smell, then what it may be, the radical present, it can be acetate. So acetate may be the radical. So if we get white fumes with the white fumes, or you may say colorless fumes with pungent smell, it means it is chloride. If it is orange red fumes with pungent smell, it means it is bromide. And if it is purple fumes, then it is iodide. And if we get brown fumes or sometimes no colored fumes, then we should add a piece of paper and then we should heat it, and brown fumes will appear or will be intensified, then it is nitrate. Or we may do if we may get the vinegar like smell also. If it is so, then it is acetate. Now how do we confirm it further? How it can be confirmed? That can be done by performing the confirmatory test. So first we are doing confirmatory test. First of all, for chloride. Now what are the confirmatory tests for chloride? The first test is silver nitrate test. Silver nitrate test. How do we perform this test? We will take the aqueous solution, and in this aqueous solution, if we add dilute HNO3 1 to 2 drops, and we add silver nitrate solution, we get white precipitate. So appearance of white precipitate will confirm that the given radical is chloride. Then second confirmatory test is chromyl chloride test. Very, very important test. Chromyl chloride test, very distinguished also. Why is it so? Because silver nitrate test is generally given. Otherwise also, why? Because if we are using the tap water, then most of the times it contains some chloride ions in it. So that is why this test is very obvious, and it is not a confirmation as such, although we take it as confirmatory, but only in that condition when we are using just distilled water, no tap water is used. Then it may be the pure confirmatory, or you can say the sure confirmatory test. But otherwise, we generally perform other tests also along with it. What is that other test? That is chromyl chloride test. How is it performed? We take a pinch of salt, then add K2Cr2O7 solid, add K2Cr2O7 solid. Please mind it, we are taking solid, and then add concentrated H2SO4 to it. We will get orange red fumes. If these fumes are collected in a test tube, and if we add sodium hydroxide to it, we will be getting orange colored solution. This confirms the presence of chloride ion. But we can stop the test here also. When we get orange red fumes, it means chloride confirmed. Or if you want to continue further, just collect that fumes in a test tube and then add NaOH to it. You will get orange red solution. Now what is this fumes coming from, or what are these fumes made up of? These orange red fumes are the because of the chromyl chloride gas. What is this chromyl chloride gas? This is CrO2Cl2. Now one more test is there as confirmatory we perform for chloride. What is this? Manganese dioxide test, MnO2 test. How do we perform this test? We will take a pinch of salt. To this we can add manganese dioxide solid, and then add concentrated H2SO4. If we get the greenish yellow fumes, confirm what? Confirm the chloride confirmed. So these are the three confirmatory tests. Now if we talk about the chemistry of all these tests, how is it taking place? Say for example, if we start with the preliminary test, what was the preliminary test? Preliminary test was, that is say chloride containing salt, and in that we added concentrated H2SO4. We got colorless fumes with pungent smell. So say for example, we took NaCl, chemistry of prelim test. First of all, NaCl is that salt taken, assume it, and we are adding concentrated H2SO4 to it. Concentrated H2SO4 is added to it. Then what are we getting here? We will get NaHSO4 plus HCl gas. So whatever the pungent smelling gas with colorless fumes, that is pungent smelling gas, is HCl. Now when we bring the rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide near to the mouth of this test tube where the HCl fumes are there, we will be getting white fumes intensified. That is because of this, that is dense white fumes. We will be getting dense white fumes. Now, so this is the chemistry of the preliminary test for chloride. Now what about the confirmatory test for chloride? Confirmatory test for chloride, what is the chemistry behind it? Like say for example, if we take the silver nitrate test, what are we doing in that silver nitrate test? We took the aqueous solution containing chloride ions, and to that aqueous solution we added silver nitrate solution, and we are getting white precipitate. So what are these white precipitate due to? Like we are taking, say it is NaCl solution, aqueous solution of the salt, and there we added silver nitrate solution, aqueous, sorry, this is also aqueous, we are getting AgCl white precipitate plus NaNO3. So this is the chemistry behind this test. Now what about chromyl chloride test? How the chromyl chloride test, and what is the chemistry behind it? We are taking again, say it is sodium chloride. In this sodium chloride we added potassium dichromate solid. This is solid. Then K2Cr2O7, this is again solid, and to this we are adding H2SO4 concentrated. Then what are we getting here? We will get it is CrO2Cl2, CrO2Cl2. This is the orange, or you can say reddish orange fumes. Chromyl chloride gas will plus K2SO4 plus H2O plus sulfate ions. It may be Na2SO4, like this. So this is the reaction taking place, and further when this gas is added to sodium hydroxide solution, we get Na2CrO4, and that is forming the yellow colored solution. So that is how the reaction is taking place. We may do the chemistry of manganese dioxide test also, that we did in P block elements also. That is, what is the chemistry behind it? Say for example, we are taking sodium chloride solid, and in that we added manganese dioxide also solid. Then we added concentrated H2SO4. So what will be the reaction taking place there? Say for example, it is NaCl solid. To this we added MnO2 solid. Then we added H2SO4 concentrated. Will be giving MnSO4 plus Cl2 gas. MnSO4 plus Cl2 gas. This gas will be evolved, and whatever is there, that is because of the evolution of this gas we get greenish yellow fumes. So this is all about the chemistry behind the preliminary test and the confirmatory test of chloride. Now we are starting with the next radical, that is bromide. Test for bromide. Now test for bromide, if after adding the concentrated H2SO4 to the salt, if we get reddish orange fumes, it means it is bromine coming out, or you can say it is bromide radical present. So what is the chemistry behind it? We are getting Br minus plus H2SO4. It will be giving us HSO4 minus plus HBr gas. So just like the previous example, as in case of chloride we were having HCl here, similarly here also HBr is there. Here also we are getting HBr gas, but HBr gas further react with H2SO4 and will be converted to Br2. So HBr further react with H2SO4 present and will be converted to H2O, will be converted to Br2 gas plus SO2 gas plus H2O. So that is how the reaction is taking place. Now what about if we do the reaction with if we talk about the confirmatory test, the chemistry of confirmatory test. Now what about confirmatory test? The first test we will do silver nitrate test for bromide. Silver nitrate test, how do we perform this test? We will take the aqueous solution. We will take the aqueous solution, and add AgNO3 solution along with few drops of dilute HNO3. Then we will be getting pale yellow precipitate. Pale yellow precipitate confirms the presence of bromide. Now what is the chemistry behind it, or how do we do this? That is NaCl aqueous plus AgNO3 aqueous will be giving us AgBr plus NaNO3. Now this AgBr will be giving pale yellow precipitate. What does it mean? Pale yellow means not pure white, not pure yellow. So that kind of precipitate, and here it is NaBr, not NaCl. NaBr. So pale yellow precipitate will be obtained, and these pale yellow precipitate will be insoluble in ammonium hydroxide. They won't be soluble. So that is how we can test it further. Then one more test is there for it, that is manganese dioxide test. How do we perform this manganese dioxide test? We will take the pinch of salt, say it is NaBr. Now in this we added MnO2 and then add H2SO4. This is solid, this is again solid, and we are adding concentrated H2SO4. We will be getting yellowish orange fumes. Why these orange fumes are there, or why these orange vapors are there? That is because of the evolution of bromine gas, right? So what is the chemistry behind this? How do we do it? It is NaBr plus MnO2 plus H2SO4. It will be giving MnSO4 plus bromine gas plus H2O. Now this bromine gas is giving, that is reddish orange fumes, or you can say reddish brown fumes. So this is all about the confirmatory as well as the preliminary test for bromide. Now the next we are doing, that is test for iodide. Tests for iodide are again same as we did, that is salt plus concentrated H2SO4. So if we talk about the chemistry behind the preliminary test, what it is, we are taking the salt, that is say it is sodium iodide, and in sodium iodide we added concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4, this is solid. What are we getting here? We will get the Na2SO4, or you can say we will be getting NaHSO4 plus Hi. Now this Hi will further react with H2SO4 to give iodine vapors, I2 gas plus H2O plus SO2. So like this. So this is the chemistry behind the preliminary test. Now what are the confirmatory tests for iodide? The confirmatory tests for iodide are, one is silver nitrate. So method is not changed, so I will directly write the chemistry behind it. We are taking the salt, that is NaBr aqueous, and we are adding silver nitrate solution to it. What are we getting? We will get Az, and AZI will be giving, AGI will be forming what type of precipitate? It will be forming yellow precipitate, right? So it is yellow precipitate obtained here, and here the salt is, I'm sorry, it is NaI we are taking, NaI aqueous plus NaNO3 aqueous. So this is one test, silver nitrate test, one confirmatory. The other confirmatory is manganese dioxide test, just like bromine and chlorine. How do we perform this test? We will take the salt, like say for example we are taking NaI, and in this we added this is solid, and manganese oxide is again solid, and to this solid we are adding concentrated H2SO4. Then what are we getting here? We will get the purple fumes because of the evolution of iodine vapors. Iodine vapors will be obtained. So how do we write this reaction? It can be written in exactly in the same way, the way we have written there. That is, we will be getting MnSO4 plus H2O plus iodine vapors we will be getting. So that is how the chemistry behind chloride, bromide and iodide. Thank you.